Hello, it's Uncommon False. I'll be taking a look at a fun deck, another deck featuring Relicanth. This was actually a suggestion in the comments to utilize Feraligatr, which I'm doing here. Makes for a fun deck. Look, the downside, I'll say up front, it's a little inconsistent, but it gives a nice option. It's a lot of fun when it gets going. So Relicanth is a basic Pokemon with the ability Memory Dive. Each of your evolved Pokemon can use any attack from its previous evolution, so we like to pair that with some stage 2s that give options. So this one is a Feraligatr deck. And Feraligatr itself does some nice big damage, but it's nice having some options in the deck. And it is very important to winning games, I think, some of these other options as well. But Feraligatr, what it does, stage 2, 180 HP. It does 160 for 2 water energies during your next turn. It can't use Giant Wave, which isn't ideal, but with Relicanth, we can copy the attack of the previous evolutions, which is one of the uses here in the deck for sure. 160 is not huge, but then it's got the Torrential Heart ability. Once during your turn, you may put 5 damage captured on this Pokemon. If you do, attacks used by this Pokemon do 120 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So now we can do 280, which of course is kind of one of the magic numbers. We can one-shot most VSTARs and most stage 1 EXs. So super good there, being able to take 2 prizes with a single prize attacker there. And then we can get it up to one-shotting a Charizard EX over the course of the game as well. Super nice there. So there's 3 copies of the Feraligatr, 2 copies of the stage 1, in part because sometimes we want to copy the attack, and also it just does help being able to evolve as well, manually as well. So it is a Croconaw 90 HP. It has the attack Reverse Thrust, which we'll use occasionally. This is the attack that I think might get used the least, but it still does get used. Does 30 damage, and you switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, which means we have some walling options in the deck. I'm playing 1 copy of Mimikyu to send up. I can't attack with Mimikyu with the way the deck is built right now, but that's okay. The idea here is that we buy some time behind Mimikyu and set up our bench better, right? And if our Mimikyu gets knocked out the immediate following turn, that's okay too. Then we just smack them again with the Feraligatr for 280 damage, and we're very happy with that exchange most of the time. I have had at times in the deck, which I don't have now, just some ideas like a Klefki or a Fluttermane for some other disruption ideas. We could send those into the active as well after poking with Croconaw. And of course, we can use the Torrential Heart ability, and then we're doing, instead of 30, 150. So don't forget that. And then the basic 4 copies of that, because we need to get this guy going. Totodile, 70 HP during your opponent's next turn. It does 10 damage during your opponent's next turn. The Pokemon can't retreat. We're still doing damage. If we play Double Turbo, we do 0 damage. We could potentially stall out a Pokemon in the active. Our opponent indefinitely here. Eventually, we will knock it out, but it buys us time to 2 things. If our opponent is aggressively gone through the deck and they don't have a lot of cards in deck, we could deck them out. Or secondly, it gives us turns to set up our bench, and those are both good things. So 10 damage, or again, if we used Feraligatr's ability, 130 damage, so nice there. It's 2 water energy for the main attack, so getting energy in play is tricky. One of the things we play to help with that is a 1/1 line of Palkia V-Star. Star Portal, of course, lets us exploit 3 water energies from the discard pile to our water Pokemon any way you like, so very good there. And Palkia is a nice attacking option as well. Subspace as well, 60 for 2 water energies, plus 20 more damage for each benched Pokemon. So a 1/1 line there. Relicanth, the Mimikyu I've said, and then we just play a 1/1 Bibarel. Partly why I play the thin lines is deck space. It's a stage 2. I play the stage 1 and rare candies, right? That eats up deck space, makes things a little tougher. And also, then I did add a Hisuian Heavy Ball, so I can get at least a basic that's prized, right? It doesn't help get the stage 1s. I can't get that up till I take it by pulling prizes, taking knockouts, but at least I can get the basic in there. So most of the time we're fine with whatever's prize, right? And if you just got to work with it, whatever it is, right? Energies, I've been tweaking this list a while, I will say, and actually in the video I have, I think, some of the gameplays with a slightly older build, but trying to make it more consistent has been the big struggle. So at this point I have 8 basic water energy and 2 reversal energies. I had 7 waters at one point, but getting basic water energies is huge with this deck. It's 2 water energy, both to attack with Palkia and with Feraligatr. Colorless doesn't help, so basic water, I want more of that. I did play a Luminous Energy at one point, which obviously does provide a water energy, potentially, but it would allow me to attack with the Mimikyu. but I will say I didn't feel like I was getting enough value from that, so I dropped that. I have 2 reversal energies at time. I've gone up to 3, but reversal energy works. It provides 3 energies of all types, as long as it's attached to an evolution Pokemon, such as Feraligatr, of course. Not Palkia. It doesn't work on that. There it just provides a colorless, and that really is kind of useless. But it provides all the energy we need on Feraligatr as long as we're behind in prizes. The reason I only play 2, though, is since I'm a single prize attacker doing big damage, I can certainly fall behind on some turns, as any deck can, and certainly that's not a problem with this deck. But eventually, since I'm taking 2 prizes at a time, eventually I jump ahead of my opponent or catch up to them, and then reversal energy doesn't work for me. So I think 2 reversal energies is enough. I've had 3, but honestly, I just find myself discarding them more often than not then. Or just not getting much value out of it. All right, jumping into the trainers here, I'll start with supporters. 4 copies of Era, just really awesome in a water deck, a water stage 2 deck in particular. Search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item card, so it can get the stage 2 and the rare candy or something else. Just very nice there. 3 copies of Arven. Play a mix of tools. I'll get to that after the supporters. So search for an item and a tool card. Very good there. 2 Iono. Not really for disruption, but just get to see some fresh cards in hand is good. Particularly early game, right? Late game, Iono for just like 2 or 3 cards, not great, but as long as I have a barrel set up, that's okay too. Then 2 copies of Boss's Orders. That's just very good. All right, tools here. 1 copy of Rescue Board. Reduces the retreat cost by 1. The 1 reduction is not great, but if you have Relicanth in play, his retreat cost is 1. The basic Bidoof is, as well as the basic and the basic Totodile and the Mimikyu. So get it on there and get a pivot, which can be useful just to give some options there for sure. 1 copy of Maximum Belt. This lets us one-shot Charizard EX with a Feraligatr. We can only do it once per game, assuming our opponent's going to knock us out the following turn, but one-shotting one Charizard EX can definitely swing the game for us. 1 TM Evolution. Really like this. We play 2 of the stage 1s of the was it Croconaw? Plus we have Bibarel we could evolve to, or we could evolve to Palkia VSTAR. So this, if we go second, we have the 3 Arvens. So there's a decent chance we get this in hand, particularly our first turn going second, and evolving is a terrific thing to do with a deck like this. And then 2 copies of EXP share. Getting the basic water energies attached to our attackers is really important. So 2 copies of EXP share. The fact that Lost Vacuum's around does definitely hurt the value of EXP share. We have to sequence things right and where to attach it, but I think it's kind of necessary. I guess you could reduce this and lean more maybe in a 2-2 Palkia line, because a lot of times the Palkia doesn't get water into play, or I'm getting 1 or 2 in play with Palkia, which doesn't feel good. But again, at this point, I think EXP share is necessary. This deck would love Raihan, but obviously that's not an option. All right, and then the other trainers here. 1 copy of Switch. Feraligatr cannot do its big attack back-to-back turns, so Switch is good for that. It's good just for other things. Some additional switching would be nice. Just don't have the deck space. 3 Ultra Balls. We need these evolutions. 3 Rare Candies. We have stage 2s. 2 Earthen Vessels. We need basic water energy, and getting some energies in the discard pile is good as well, so we can accelerate with Palkia's VSTAR power at some point. 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. And I used to play, actually I started the deck with 2, then went up to 3, up to 4 now, because getting set up is, that's the kind of the Achilles heel of a deck like this. Do you set up? If you set up, you're in good shape. So I've just been leaning more into consistency cards as I've been developing the list. 1 copy of Counter Catcher, right? Reversal energy, you want part of the deck is you're going to fall behind at some point. Counter Catcher is just really good there. 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball. Obviously, I play these one of lines of important Pokemon, so Heavy Ball is kind of as a necessary there. 2 copies of Nest Ball. I had more Nest Balls. I had 3 originally. But again, just making space for the Buddy-Buddy Poffins, I dropped to 2 Nest Ball. I think that's fine with the way this deck is built. 2 Super Rods, put back some Pokemon and or basic energy for the disc pile in the deck, really good there. And I think that is the list. So it's a good list. It's a fun deck. Getting it set up sometimes is a little tricky. I've been working on the consistency. Do like this with the Relicanth. I think I mentioned already, but initial gameplays with a slightly an older deck list. But I think the last game will definitely be with the final deck list, and the description will have the final deck list, which I think is the best place for it. Let me know in the comments below any other ideas for Relicanth decks, because I still would like to explore that more, trying to figure out ideas for that. And if you have suggestions for how to improve this deck, certainly that's appreciated as well. So let's go take a look at the deck in action. All right, let's see what happens here. Had one game where I just didn't set up. Almost came back with the stall tactic. And then another game where I didn't set up all that well, but my opponent felt that their position was even worse, and they just conceded on their first turn going. They went second. I went first. I didn't get a lot in play. And, you know, but they just weren't happy and conceded. So, which is fine. I don't know that it was what I was playing. I had 2 Pokemon in play. All right, Relicanth, that's not great, but is what it is. Am I going... Actually, this could be good. Am I going second? I'm going first. That's Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Okay, now I'm down to 1 Relicanth in deck now with the latest set of changes, so I would have to... I do play 2 Rod, though, so I can get it back. I believe it's 2 Rod. So, okay. Clef. I mean, Clef is a nice Pokemon for sure. All right, so I'll get down... I'll try... Let's see, do I have Bibarel, though? Okay, I will make that play. Yeah, I'll make that play. Okay. I mean, I could Irida. Oh, I want to attach energy here. And yeah, this isn't bad, actually. Not bad at all. I could... I mean, I get energy. I could TM Evolution off the Relicanth as well. So we'll see what happens. But I assume my opponent's planning on using Cleffa to end their turn. So it's a setup turn. Could be a control deck, in which case... Getting the Bidoof down is going to make me very unhappy, right? That may be the case. Or it's a Charizard EX deck, I would say, right? That's kind of what I would say with Cleffa. Control or, all right, ditching Boss, that's great because Boss is obviously always super powerful. So always glad to see Boss go bye-bye. See what they dig out with Ultra Ball, right? See what I'm up against. Taking their time, going through their deck. All right, so it's a Charizard EX deck, which is fine. Good. Control is. I was concerned about that being what it is. So, so they can Cleffa probably. So they're not going to play Rotom V. The nice thing with Cleffa is he can get stuck in the active, right? Now with Pidgeot EX, he's tough, but I can one-shot him with the with my attacker. So you know, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. This may be a Team Evolution sort of play turn. All right, so they're going to play Rotom V as well. So that means they're going to get 2 Pokemon in play that aren't attackers, I assume. Okay, so they got back the Boss and the Iono. Okay, they didn't drop Rotom V. Maybe they don't plan on playing it. So Reversal, which is quite nice. What do I want to grab? How do I want to get things going here? I think I'm going to evolve here. I think I'm going to Iono. Why don't I do that? They drew to a nice hand. And, or do I want to... So I'm going to Irida. I'm going to grab stage 1 so I can go directly to stage 2. Oh, one guy's prize there. And I will... What else do I want to get in play here? Buddy-Buddy Poffin, I think, is what I want to get in play here. Okay, so this is kind of nice. So Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Drop these 2 guys down as well. Evolve him with the energy. I will evolution here. I will you do you and you because yep, you're in deck, so I get my engine set up and I get a Feraligatr down. Only 1 energy, but I have Mimikyu down too. So now, right, the Mimikyu gives them something to worry about too. That's partly why you can try to hide and surprise them with Mimikyu. I'm not planning on winning the game with Mimikyu. What I'm thinking though is I can make their life I can kind of make them miserable with Mimikyu. And right, like this is a case where I mean, honestly, what I'll do here, I take them out with the Croconaw or whatever that, yeah, the Croconaw, and it does 30. So it takes out the Clef, one-shots a Cleffa, and I can set up the Mimikyu. Now they're getting the, they'll get to the stage 1, stage 2, I assume. Okay, so they play the Chien Pao, which does mill me. Okay, all right, it's good to see what's going on here. So I don't know what they're going to play here. They could Iono me, but I get the 6 cards. I have Bibarel, so I'm not like freaked out over that. I actually like my hand here, so I prefer that not to happen. I want to get an energy. Is the biggest thing I want. I have a switch. I think I probably just use the switch card. Is my opponent going to try and? Yeah, I mean, are they going to try and stall me at some point? I guessing not, but I think I'd like to keep the energy on Relicanth just to. I can retreat him in the future. I think I want to burn. I'm willing to burn the switch card. That's what I'm thinking, and leave the energy. So they're gonna get. I mean, they can take me out here, which I don't love. I can if they take out my Relicanth, the good news is I can one-shot the Charizard EX this turn. They could play. They could have Prime Catcher in deck, right? Or access to it, right? With Lumineon V. I don't know. So obviously, I would love to just blow up that Charizard EX. Hopefully, they don't take out the Feraligatr. If they do, then I just send a Feraligatr. I think my tool's in deck. I get the tool, and I grab the Energy Search, and so Collapse Stadium. Okay. I mean, it's good for them. So I was thinking for me, it's fine. So this is great. So I do one-shot the one Charizard EX, right? So super awesome. They one-shot my Feraligatr. They don't one-shot the Palkia. After this, though, they will. So that's the downside. So Palkia is no longer safe. So I don't know that I want to play Palkia here, right? So I need energy, and I need Maximum Belt. And then I just take you out. So that's very nice here. So what do I want to discard here? Do I dare keep the Palkia? That's the question. Do I dare play Palkia? I don't know if I do. I really don't. So 280. I have the tool. Do I bench Palkia? Palkia could be a disaster. I think I want to bench the Palkia. And I'm going to bench Palkia because, look, if they take out the Palkia, I'm not thrilled about it, but what's going on? How come I can't do that? Okay, now I can. I didn't seem to want to let me do that. Okay, so I just take them out. So, look, they may have access to... Look, they need to evolve a Charizard, and they would love to gust up the Palkia, right? That's what they would love to do. Okay, this is good. Arven, I can get Rare Candy, get another Feraligatr. I can evolve the Palkia VSTAR, which would be very nice too. I can get energy on Palkia and on to the other Feraligatr. So this is all quite nice for sure. I could. Okay, so they're gonna gust. What are they gonna do? Are they trying to stall me? Okay, they're gonna take out the. They're gonna take him out, I assume. So I'm gonna attack with Palkia this turn. That's what I'm gonna do. 50. Okay, so they actually need Defiance. That's interesting, but they have it there. So they have the knockout. So I want to send a Palkia. Wait, what's the energy? I don't have any energy in the discard pile, so that's very bad. All right, so I'll send him up because I need energy in the discard pile. That's basically what needs to happen. I think I'm going to manually retreat. I'm going to manually retreat. Here's my play. Might as well, right? And I'm going to get Arven, get a Rare Candy. What do I have for a tool? EXP share. Oh, EXP share is very nice. Okay, so I will attach hard retreat. So I'm going to retreat here. Send up Palkia. I haven't used my VSTAR power. I want energy on Palkia and on my guy on the bench. Just getting things set up. It's coming together pretty nicely here. Do I want to... I might want to use Relicanth still. So this is a nice setup here. Right, my Relicanth is in the discard pile, right? Just, yes, but I have Rod, so let me just get a card. I can't bump the stadium, so anyway, this turn I just attack for knockout. And you know, so I have this is actually a nice setup here. Come on, my clicking. Okay, this is good. Getting Rod because I do want Relicanth back. I think because Stall's still Stall's gonna be tough. I gotta say, and quite frankly, yeah. I mean, it's not gonna work well. I think it's pretty fair to say. So I think at this point I just want to keep smacking away. With this, they're in a bunch of trouble. I gotta say, I do think. So I'll attach this energy here. Do I want to like drop down Relicanth? I think I just attack, right? Just take the knockout. At this point, because I can one-shot the Pidgeot EX, so things are going along very nicely, right? Counter catcher, well, you're probably not going to be any good to me. I hope not. You're not going to be good to me this next turn. So, yeah, no, I was trying to think if they play like Delphox V, which they could power up. So I assume they have the Rare Candy. And the Pidgeot EX, that's why they sent him up, because he's got the free retreat. And I will... Hold on a second. So I'm not... I don't know what's going on here. They're being a little slow here. Okay, Charz. I mean, that's fine. They need Defiance Band to knock me out. If you knock out the Palkia with the Radiant Charizard, he just needs one energy. They need to switch, and they need an energy to attach. Lost Vacuum. Oh, I'm going to lose my tool. Okay, that's unfortunate. I mean, it makes, they got to get rid of that. Yeah. The maximum belt had to go. So, because that was a big win condition for me. Iono, okay. I mean, this is where having Bibarel in play is super good, so I'm feeling pretty decent about things. Okay, I mean, Rare Candy, those aren't the best cards, but, they're cards, is what I'll say, I could try to get back Relicanth still. I mean, they're digging deeper in their deck, right? So that kind of opens up that as a possibility. So see what they're digging for, right? I think they own it this turn, right? I'm pretty... it shouldn't be there somewhere. Oh, yeah, played Iono. It's the card that doesn't show the art. Okay. That's why I wasn't looking. I was looking at the pictures. So we'll see what they do. So they can't really... I mean, they can attack with the Charmander. Or, okay, so they're just giving me a prize, which makes a lot of sense. So, do I want to... Irida here? I guess. Let's see what I have. I will grab the basic, because I could play him. I guess, let's see what else is in the deck. Do I need to Rod? Maybe a Rod. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Gonna Rod and draw some cards. Reversal Energy probably isn't any good for me this game. So I'll grab both Pokemon, actually. Mimikyu's nice, too. For sure. Actually, I probably would drop Mimikyu down if I get him. And I got Relicanth. Oh, okay, so this is good. So I think I want to drop down the Mimikyu. I'll attach my energy so he can retreat. If that's what I want to do. But yeah, just give myself some options there. Take the knockout. See what happens here. You know, look, I assume they're taking a prize this turn, or 2 prizes, right? So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, I really need to thin my hand, and I need to gust up the Pidgeot EX is what needs to happen, right? I mean, I guess the one hand they could, if they were to take out the Feraligatr, that could be the better play. The reversal energy is no help because I'm not behind and I need 2 water energies. Okay. Okay, so they didn't put energy onto the Radiant. Oh, the Radiant Charizard was a problem because I knock it out, right? So they can't. Okay, well, those are great cards there. I can actually play the energy and I can attach the XP share. So I can get down to a 0-card hand. They can't afford to take out Bibarel. I'm pretty sure. They're going to have to take out... Let's see what they do here. Oh, they are going for a Bibarel. Okay. So they can... So they decided they'll go for Bibarel. The thing is, I can't one-shot Charizard EX now. I can I do obviously two-shot Charizard EX. So, okay. I mean, I was going to attach energy, which I'm going to. So this is unfortunate. I mean, it was a good play. So I attach energy. I was going to attach, and I probably am on my turn. But anyway, so... And I should attach the EXP share as well, right? Let's see what I draw into. Did I already ditch my switch card? No, my switch card's in deck, so that's good. So just draw 4 cards. If I hit switch, which I did, then I just have game. So easy peasy with this deck, right? Just use the ability now. If I don't do that, this doesn't work. And I just one-shot the Pidgeot EX. You know, Pidgeot EX one-shot, Charizard EX one-shot. This was a game where this deck just did its thing quite nicely. And you know, what else can you say? All right, see how things go here. You know, getting a good start is really important with this deck. All right, getting to go first. I'm pleased about that. I've been adjusting the list to make it a little more consistent. I probably... Well, all right, well, this is just awful. Just awful. In fact, I'm going to concede now because I just need to get a decent game video. All right, let's see what happens here. I've been trying to make the deck more consistent. It's been the change that I've been making. It's slightly different build than I think earlier games in this video. You know, not sure until I actually put the video together what it's going to have. But I think I'm going to have some games with a slightly different build. This one I've increased the Buddy-Buddy Poffin count and the basic energy count just because those were cards that I felt I would need, I guess, consistency and setup. Hopefully things get going quickly. This has been a frustrating morning. Deck hasn't set up as well as I'd like, and I've had opponents not playing against me as well. So, all right, well, this is a good start. You know, can't get a Palkia into play, but this is good. So can get 3 Totodiles and okay, all right. So how's this game gonna work? So up against a Spathra, right? So that's not good. That's not good. They can take the knockout this coming turn, though, right? Hoopa EX. All right, I haven't. What's that? What's that guy do? I don't even. Dark Energy. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I probably want to like do some stall gusting, I would think. All right. I don't think I want Iono because I got nothing here, right? Do I want to get anything else in play here? I think I might. I'll give him a poke here, I guess. Keep him from retreating, right? I'm going to keep the Buddy-Buddy Poffin because I think I might want that still. And I'll just attack for 10 and keep him stuck there. Right? They have the free retreat, but they don't now because of this, and they only have one card in hand. So that's why Iono would have been, I think, a very bad play. They got an energy, so they can attack back. I kind of want to Iono here, but they're in such a bad spot. I don't think I should Iono, right? So I'll make this play. I think I'm gonna just get. I think I'm just gonna thin with this guy because let's see the Palkia situation. I have Palkias. I'm just doing this to get an extra card, right? I really don't want to put another Pokemon on the bench. I think a spot for Palkia and a spot for Relicanth is good. So, I mean, for Feraligatr, sorry. I'll draw 2 cards. Probably not going to get much of anything. Oh, Irida. Okay, Irida's good. Yeah, Irida's good. So I will... How do I want to work this, though? I don't really think I want to take out the Flittle this turn, do I? Because I need to one-shot the Hoopa. That's what I need to do here. So I'll evolve the guy on the bench, I guess. I don't love this, though. I don't love it, but I think it's the play I need to make. I guess it's kind of weird. Because I don't want to take the knockout this turn. If I had Relicanth, I actually would have done that. But I'll put the reversal here. And I will just give him the poke again. And yeah, because ultimately at this point, they can take me out with the Hoopa. Well, they need another energy anyway. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if the reversal is going to be any good, though. That's the problem. I really needed another energy, too. I did increase the basic energy count a little bit. I am down to 2 reversals in the deck just because I find it not overly useful in some games. I mean, some games it's the greatest thing ever, obviously, but other games it's just garbage. So, okay, so they got nothing here, essentially. Okay, I mean... So they have 60, so they're going to knock me out first, but that is okay. That is perfectly okay. So... I guess, I mean, do I want to knock them out? I guess I do here, right? I'm thinking I do. I mean, it's awkward because I can't really attack the next turn still, right? I don't love that part of the game, but at the moment, actually, I can't. Man. I mean, just such an awkward spot here. All right, so I'll do that. I've just got to thin my hand down to nothing. Do I want to drop another Totodile? I will. Thin the deck. I'll attach the board to him. Draw 4 cards. I need an energy. I need a water energy. Or a Relicanth is actually not bad either. EXP share is actually pretty good too. So I will do this. Grab. Oh, Relicanth is prized. Okay, well that's I should have known that. That's not good on me. And make this play. And I will do this. And I'll do this, and I just end turn, so it's really terrible. So I just end turn. So, but I have Bibarel in play, so they don't. So all they're doing, I mean, they see 2 cards per turn, which actually is a big, you know, while it's not great, it's obviously twice as many cards as without School of It, right? I mean, the fact that they attached the tool changed my play, and I think that was a mistake on their part. I will say that too. I think they should have held the tool. All right, so I have access to. I have access to energy. That is very good there. So I will do this. Grab 2 energies. I have one Feraligatr, one Croconaw. Do this. Get rid of these. Get the Feraligatr. Again, just emptying my hand all the way, but for me, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Bench, play him. So now I have energy acceleration. So it's been a horrible start, I gotta say. So I take the knockout. I can't attack next turn, though. That part's not ideal at all. My opponent might be able to knock me out, but we'll see what happens. I just need to. I got Relicanth now with unfortunately no bench space. So, and I don't think I want to. Look, if they knock me out, I send up the Relicanth with the EXP shares. What I do. It's pretty simple. So they're gonna knock me out. Okay, so that actually kind of helps me. So they kind of got me out of my spot here. I need to, and I have energy, so hopefully I have guaranteed energy because I do have Palkia, but I think I do move 2, so that's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the best thing in the world either. So yeah, okay, this is looking good now. So I will Earthen Vessel here. Get 2 energies. I will attach. I'm going to drop down the Relicanth because I do want him in play as well. And do this. And at this point, I use my ability. And I just one-shot them. And yeah, things are good now. And I actually have all 3 attacks for next turn as well. So that's good as well. Now Hoopa EX, they can send him up. He's a basic. So, but you know, I'm now, I'm in a pretty dominant position. I would think I'm a little, we'll see what else my opponent's playing. See what they grab with the Arven. I do have Boss, which is an option. I don't. I mean, I could retreat. I actually could retreat. Send up someone else to attack. All right, they get Bibarel down, which obviously they needed. The fact that they had no engine going just obviously meant they were in a ton of trouble. So anyway, see how this game goes here. They haven't. They did Arven, so they played a support. What they grab with Arven? Okay. So do I want to... So I think I want to take out the Flittle. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I have Boss, and I actually take out... Okay, I mean, this is nice and easy. I will just play this, just take a peek here. Okay, my Maximum Belt's prized. Okay, so I want to... So what are my attack options here? 30. So I can one-shot you. I think that's what I do. Flittle, you got the cape on. I will use my ability. And I can knock myself out with this, right? So I want to be careful because I obviously don't want to do that. And I really don't want to retreat. So just take the knockout here. Do 130. I could do 150 also. So, you know, the Hero's Cape just wasn't enough to do much of anything in this situation. I mean, look, it made sense that they made the play. They're hoping to evolve it. But now, you know, they're in a very bad spot, is what I would say. I do want to be slow with attaching energies, right? Because the he needs 2, but it's 50 per energy. And right, if I'm right now it's 3, it's 150, right? But if I get 3 more energies, which I can accept with Palkia, then they could one-shot my Palkia, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if my opponents, at this point, I'm dominating them this game. They may have stopped playing, unfortunately, which is just kind of a common issue I see. People get behind and they just stop playing. And that's what it looks like here, right? I mean, I have, you know, they didn't get going well at all. I have, you know, taken out the pieces they needed, and I suspect they went to time there, and, right, it doesn't indicate whether they did or not, but, yeah, so, again, this is, I'm probably going to leave this in here, but this is just such a, unfortunately, becoming a more and more common situation. People are losing games, and they just stop playing, and I don't get it. My plea to the community is, let's stop doing this. It doesn't serve any positive purpose, right? It really doesn't. So, you know, yeah, no one's helped out by this type of action. So, all right. So let's see. I have Rod. I don't know that I want Rod, though. Again, my opponent just stopped playing. And, yeah, so didn't take an action. So I just take them out, I think, is what I want to do. I could, let's see. Don't want to attach or anything. I guess I just attack here, right? I will Giant Wave here, I guess. And just do that. I guess that's the simplest thing. Again, they're gonna. I think I don't even take. I think it's gonna. The game's gonna end. On, they're gonna time out on their turn. I think is the way it goes. And yeah, you know, don't know. Look, I mean, they were just scuffling away, playing, you know, shuffling Squovits back in the deck. So anyway, so this deck, just give it some concluding thoughts here. I like the deck. Its setting up is not consistent. I've been adjusting the list, trying to get it more consistent. You know, there's some other control options you can put in the deck too. You can play Klefki, you can play Flutterman. I put those in because with the hit and run attacks, I think those up can be effective. I haven't seen that's been overly impactful. I've had, at one point I had 2 Relicanth and a 2/2 Palkia line. Cut those to 1-ofs and added the Hisuian Heavy Ball. I think just the extra pieces in the deck, I think for, you know, I'm up to 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin, which is good, down to 2 Nest Ball, but I think that's okay. So, you know, just reversals. You could play more reversals. Talking to 10 Types, who I do the podcast with, he thinks I should play 3 or 4 reversals. I put 3 in at one point, but I don't think that's overly useful in the deck, I gotta say. I think having the basic is what you need, because a lot of times you're not behind in prizes. What happens is, this is the theory on the reversals to me as I close up. Reversals work you're behind, but I'm a single prize attacking deck that can one-shot multi-prize Pokemon, right? So I'm behind. I knock out the multi-prize Pokemon. The following turn, I'm not behind. So I'm only behind, say, every other turn over the course of the game. So there's a good chance I don't have 3 turns where I'm attacking and behind. And the energy, unfortunately, for all these Pokemon is water, right? Feraligatr, water, Palkia, water. So the one colorless energy that reversal provides, I'm not behind. isn't any good. So therefore, reversals of limited value. That's kind of my sense with this deck. But look, it's a good deck. It's not consistent setting up. Let me know your thoughts. If there's ways, making it more consistent is the big question, right? So try, the fun with the deck is you can stall with Totodile. You can still do 130 damage too, and stall. That's quite nice. You can do 30 or 150 damage, and you run to the bench, in which case I'm setting up Mimikyu. I can't attack with Mimikyu. At one point I did play a Luminous Energy. That could go back in the deck. That's not terrible. But having one Mimikyu that can attack over the course of the game, I think, isn't overly meaningful. The idea is Mimikyu just buys me a couple turns to help set up the bench. That's the thought there. And then, of course, the Feraligatr can do 280, which is a really nice number. Getting Palkia set up is very important. So you could make the argument I should go back to a 2-2 Palkia line just to help that play happen. The problem is I don't want to give up more than, I think only having one multi-prize, only one turn I give up 2 prizes is good for this deck. I think it wants to be a single prize deck too, because you do have advantages making your opponent just take more knockouts. So anyway, a good deck. A little inconsistent is what I say, but a lot of fun. Do give it a try. It really is an enjoyable deck. So take care, have some fun, and play some Pokemon.